If you haven't done so already, go ahead and save your file. Don't change the name. Instead of the DNG, it will save as a PSD, a Photoshop document, and it'll save right alongside in the same directory as your DNG. You want these two files to be associated with each other, not because there's any need for that. It's just an organizational step at this point. Now, we want to create a new action. And this new action is going to be just a ghost of what's to come, because we are going to create a black and white adjustment layer, but we're going to put it in a group. We're going to put it inside a folder, and the reason for that is we're going to make 2 additional black and white layers later on. And trust me, rather than going through the explanation, trust me on why we're just doing 1 at this point in time. So the first step is to go ahead and create a new action. Now let's call it something very clever, like black and white. And then I'm just going to go ahead and copy this so I don't have to type it again. I'm so pitiful at typing and talking at the same time. Now we're recording. So we want to add a group. We're going to click on this folder, but not just click on it, option click, and name it, hey, black and white. How cool is that, huh? And click OK. Now, with this arrow facing downward, if we add an adjustment layer, and the adjustment layers, if you don't have access to them, it's under Window. All these panels are under Window. Who knows? They're called panels, but they're under Window. And go ahead and find your adjustments right there. Okay, mine's already open. And we're going to add a black and white adjustment layer. When we click on this, we get the default black and white. And now notice that this, so blown out, so hideous, is not too bad here at the default. Now we're going to stick with default. Later on, we're going to cycle through these and pick what works best for this image. And we're going to discover that there's several bests. You know, which one do we pick? We pick one and then we'll move on. We'll come back and use another. But for right now, we're done with that black and white. And back here in the Actions panel, that's all we need to do. So you had a long video for the first step and a short video for the second one. Except I made a mistake. I needed to name this action when I made it. So, this is perfect. When you make mistakes, stop recording. So what do? We made an adjustment layer back here after the group. We can click on that, shift click on the bottom one, drag this into the trash can, and then back in history, which comes along with Actions, how convenient. So when we made a new layer and saved it, we made a new group. Here's our black and white. We just need to go up to our new group, and now we're back to before we created the adjustment layer. So I did not intend to make that mistake, but it's good because if you make it, know how to back up. You're not going to break anything. We click here again after Make Group, click the Record button. This time we go to Adjustment Layers, and instead of just clicking on this, hold down Option and click. This is important because this name, 1A, trust me, we're going to be naming files with numbers and letters in order to make custom layer comps that we can identify with these very simple names that will turn all these layers on and off, and we're going to have a serious layer stack by the end of this. Click OK. Now back in Actions, we are done with this action, and in this Make Adjustment Layer, if we unfurl that, you can see that we have named it. And you see the type, and we're still on the default preset. That is absolutely fine and all we need to do at this point. Really important, this file, this layer is named 1A. You'll see why in the future. Just trust me.